Hello. All right. What is going on here today? Welcome to Let's Paint TV. Yeah. Let's get motivated. Okay. Give us a call, 818-528-4516. I am going to sit down and have my coffee. Excuse me. All right. Yeah. Okay. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Got a lot of stuff to do. And we will slowly but surely get to that, I believe. Once I have my coffee, once I figure out what to do. Got a lot of stuff to do. Just need to figure out what to do. Got to figure out when to do it, what to do, how to do it. Dance to the boogie, get down. Na na, da da da, boogie nuts, do do do, boogie nuts, you can call that number 818-528-4516. Watching some soccer, World Cup soccer. Only time I ever do watch soccer and football. It's always fascinating. Brazil and Mexico coming up next. That should be an interesting game to watch. I don't think Brazil's going to lose any of their games. But you never know. They're going to be quite upset if they do, actually. They'll be freaked out. You got questions about painting, questions about art, creativity, stuff like that. Life. Well, I'm probably not the best one to answer about life, but I can answer questions about art. At least what I think, at the very least. It is definitely not within the definitely not within the guidelines of the official what the official stance is, whatever that is. I did notice though on Facebook today, and I didn't get into reading it. I just saw the title. I saw the what do they call that thing? Headlines. It was for I guess it was an article by I guess he's that New York, the New Yorker art critic, or I know him from seeing him on that Work of Art reality show that I auditioned for years ago. What's his name? Anyway, his headlines, and it's sort of making the rounds on the internet, is something to the headlines with something to effect of something said something to this effect. Said something like this. It said something. It said something like this. That all abstract paintings all end up looking alike, or all, something like. And that, what I said to myself, I said, wait a second. Yesterday on the show yesterday, talking about trying to fit in and the tendency of human beings to try to end up doing the tendency of other us as humans is to do similar things that are successful. That way we feel successful. We placate. We stroke our ego. We stroke the big hard-on that is considered successful. It is no different than a sitcom or a reality show where copycat reality shows, copycat sitcoms, using formulas that have been successful to make your artwork, to make your creativity. I think that tends to be fleeting. It tends to be detrimental to truly who you are and what you do. And so having just said that no one is online or in similar thinking to what I was thinking or do think about, but there are similarities, and this critic basically was verifying what I was talking about ultimately yesterday about abstract painting. That is abstract painting that I guess in a sense popular or successful, so-called successful abstract painting of today. And why does it all look the same? But you can go back to, I didn't read the stupid article. I shouldn't say stupid, it's probably well worded and fantastic article, but you could go back to all forms of art. They're movements. It's called a movement, a big bowel movement, a big human humanity bowel movement of creativity, where we all get in line and take the same kind of beating and say, yes, thank you, ma'am, I'll have another. And we all, as one large social community, cultural, social, whatever entity, we all feel comfortable. It's the masses. It's the masses. It's why people like going to baseball games. That's why I like watching the World Cup, for that matter, right now. We find comfort, and we are social. We are social. So that is a big part of it. There are societies that are even more interested or just sort of over time have created a thought process for their subjects, for society, year in, year out, over generations, where everybody follows everyone follows the same everyone toots their same horn. Japan is a famous example of a country where, as a society, no one is interested in being individually. No one is. Very little of that is put out there. Very little of that is put out of the individualization of one and celebrating that. Obviously, there is, but as a populace, the cohesion is what they strive for ultimately, or have done so for generations. I think maybe more so in Western. I don't know if it's capitalism or Western thought, but we are more inclined to, at least possibly, and I say that possibly, but there is room for the uniqueness. Maybe it's just strictly an American thing. I'm not necessarily certain of that either. But you can see where, obviously, in Japan's case, where that, and I guess you could, possibly throw in Germany, and we're talking about World War II now, about how they were able to get everyone but that happens everywhere, actually. That's how we got into Iraq. We were through media and hoodwinking and browbeating. We were able to convert the masses into deciding that we were going to go to war. I mean, when you think about wars that the United States should have ever been in, it is questionable if any of them were worth it, except for, I guess, World War II. A lot to be said about that, obviously. I mean, all these last wars, I'm not really certain of, and a lot of people would question it, obviously, too, as you can see. I mean, you can see the mess that has occurred in all these subsequent wars that have occurred. I mean, obviously, there's a reason for them, but anyway, that's about marshaling the masses, so that we all work as one lockstep into walk into the future all as one big mass entity, unity in the community. And so with that in mind, you can see how that can be pretty scary. When the machine gets started, when the propaganda, the browbeating begins to marshal everyone to behave and to think and to act the same. And that is, my friends, what, as artists, we have to be always aware of, be cognizant of those. That's what we're at odds with. Ultimately, we must fight against that, and always go against that go against the grain. Want to go against the grain on that. I advocate that. I strongly encourage you to do so. I think it helps. And so in that sense, going back to the beginning part of the all abstract paintings, why do they all look the same, is because they are all participating in that dichotomy. Possibly. It's questionable. It is, but it sure, one could possibly suggest that, and as I just did, I just suggested it. One could suggest that is unbeknownst to the artists themselves, that we are one is continuing and sort of dumbing down the senses, the creative senses, by being following suit. It's hard to avoid that, though. I can't. If we set out as a group, artists, creative-minded people, set out as a group or as a thought process to always consider that in the making of our art, it would be probably next to impossible to maybe even conjure up or to avoid or to really get to that spot. So this is probably more so an abstract painting, abstract thought, but it can be nevertheless something that we might want to consider in our creative processes, prosthetics. Let's celebrate as artists one's uniqueness as a human being. Let's seek that out. Let's encourage that. The reason why that is not encouraged, well, it is, but the reason why a lot of it is not on many levels is because of the institutional process of education of the arts. It sure is a lot easier to show or to follow the leader in the making of art because these are already proven, in a sense, entities, proven scenarios that have been successful, and so why not follow suit? Why not do Be like Mike. Be like Ike. I like Ike. Be like everybody else, and be part of the masses, and not isolate oneself and become sort of, in a sense, to such an degree that you're not even sociable anymore. You know, I mean, that's entire. You could go to what these extremes are possible on the extremes of anything. Can lead you to an adrift, can lead you to a life buoy out there in the creativity sea, that may or may not feel good, but it may not always feel good no matter what angle you seek out, in whatever direction you take. You're not always going to feel great in whatever endeavor you take. You're bound to have some. You got to have those ups and downs. But I would just like to point out that be the cognizant angel on your shoulder, to be aware of those paradigms. I like that word, paradigm. I don't even know not sure what that means, but I might have used it correctly. Sometimes you got to take a chance. You got to be a hunch back of Notre Dame. 818-528-4516. I don't necessarily have an answer here for you, but hopefully it is food for thought to what you would like to do. I'm kind of interested, or have been somewhat interested in making. I wouldn't say they're necessarily full-on abstractions, but I like the idea of painting in a more screwed up sense, a sense of breaking the dimensional plane from what I have been involved in, and that is personally a more representational approach in terms of painting straight ahead, what you see kind of stuff, landscapes in particular. So that's where I'm at. But if I were maybe even 10 years or 10 or 15 some odd years ago, I wouldn't even have considered these kind of thoughts with my art making. So what I'm trying to say is time keeps on ticking. Your thought process keeps on ticking, and you clearly are going to get sent a different direction, and find solace, happiness, frustration in whatever endeavor it is. But never think that whatever direction it is the only direction you take, or need to take, or want to take, or should take. But as I said yesterday, I believe that if you are a little more truer to yourself, you'll stay in the game of creativity a little longer than if you are only thinking for business-minded aspects, or for the social connections on how it plays out with your fellow artists or your fellow human beings, or business relations. That kind of stuff may actually be just fine for you, frankly. But if you're really truly an artist that has a multiplicity of emotional and psychological issues, possibly, meaning you are perfect. You really are an artist ultimately. Not that you have to have any of those issues to be an artist, but I, if by chance, and I suspect we all have these issues, similar or at least underlying issues. The idea that if you can be, I guess what we're saying is to be truer to who you are is going to be a better fit. If the glove don't fit, then you must acquit. 20-year reunion, people. O.J. Simpson. O.J.'s whatever. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you're stuck, and I get stuck all the time, by the way, but I don't think devoting all your time to trying to fit in is necessarily, and I say that necessarily, the right way to go, because maybe it is. Because that's how you tick. How do you tick? But I do suspect, and it's a hunch, that a lot of you have quit, you've given up, because you went that route. You went the route of trying to be like Mike, trying to be like everyone else, trying to make abstract paintings that look like everyone else's abstract paintings, because those are successful ones. That is, I think that's just going down a, you just open a Pandora's box. You're going down a rabbit hole. You are asking, you may succeed, and all the power to you. And if you're happy, and clap your hands. Clap your hands. Now this goes entirely against the whole factory of the 20th, 18th, whatever century factory of making art. What I've been talking about here. This is totally against the whole what has been, and I think that's good. We are in a time and age where we can get away and move away from apprenticeships. You don't need to follow anyone anymore. You are a special person. You are your unique personality, unique person. You have a lot of gifts to give to this world. You do not need to make another abstract painting that looks like everyone else's abstract painting. I'm saying that because it had occurred to me that maybe I should do that. But as much as I like to think that maybe I want, see, because these things I'm saying are things that I've thought about. I have had money making operations constantly, because that's maybe sadly, but also it's just sort of the way it works, I guess, for survivability as an artist. You got to try different things. So, believe me, I have considered these things, or I've even attempted. But I have on various things, I guess. Hey, remember the sunflower craze back in the early '90s? Everybody painted sunflower paintings. I do. Raise your hands. I painted a few sunflower paintings myself. So I have not avoided. I have not I'm not. I guess what I'm saying is I am not walking the talk. I'm not walking the walk, but I talk the talk. I need to start walking the walk, huh? Hey, it's endless. It's endless, guys. It's endless. Thank you for appreciating or understanding or trying to battle it. It is a personal battle. Your creativity, your movements, your art movements. But please do not get misconstrued, apple strudel, don't get content. Don't be content with the fleeting success that you may acquire from making works that are successful based on other successful works of art. Incrementally, you are moving the picture plane, you are moving the ball down the road incrementally, but we're talking about 0.0000012% of incremental change of advancement. I think you could do better. You could do better. I could do better. We can do better as artists, as human beings, to look for other ways of being an artist than going the safe route. But if it works for you, then so be it. But I know for some of us, that route, that road, can ruin your process, and you're not really truly being yourself. But I say that, and then even if you go the other route, which I'm kind of pointing out, you can also ruin your art making process. I know it's just I'm full of beans, or it's a I'm talking out my head one way and out the other, and no doubt that is the case. I guess what I'm trying to say is you want to consider the options. Consider the options, and if you're doing one thing and you're not happy with it, then go a different route. Go a different route with it, all right? That's what I'm basically saying, or at least I'd like to say in a nutshell, basically, to revitalize, to light the fire under your ass and get going and not get stuck. That's what it's all about. Is so okay, go the route of reading Art in America, Art Form magazine, Just a Pose magazine. That's a magazine you will not catch me reading that magazine. And a whole slew of other magazines. In fact, you won't catch me reading any of those magazines. I'm not going to read any of that stuff. Of course, I don't read, but I won't be looking at the pictures either. Unless there was a magazine in front of me, I guess I possibly might look at it. But all right, so there you go. That's my 2 cents. So we're just trying to make you someone that possibly, now not everyone can do this. Not everyone should do this. Eat, sleep, and think about art 24/7. Maybe that's not for everyone, and really probably not very healthy either to be in that direction. And I don't think anyone really does or can. But definitely know what's going on, or not. It's better you don't know, actually. And frankly, I don't really know. I have my own imaginations for sure about what's going on. I have my own thesis, my own prognosis, my own assumptions, my own gumptions about what I think is going on. But ultimately, I don't have any real knowledge. I don't have any firsthand knowledge. I just keep going. I keep trying. I keep hoping. I keep not knowing. I keep struggling. I keep struggling. I don't have a certainty to what I'm doing. That's what I must say. That is probably one of my more annoying things that I see in fellow artists, and particularly successful artists. The appearance that they give off of that they are all knowing, all that they're God's gift to mankind. I always sort of chuckle in the back of my head and go, how you can't possibly have it all figured out. And yet they sure do give off that aura as if they and I don't know if that's just because of the sheer amount of success that one that after one gets all that. I guess it's power corrupts man, and I guess I see that in successful artists, successful politicians, successful businessmen, successful anybody. It's the power, isn't it? And they end up having this pretension or the imagine. They have they definitely act as if they have it all figured out, and that is a bone of contention for me. There's nothing worse than seeing people who are creative-minded people not admitting to fellow human beings that they are a little lost at times, or that they might have been wrong. Nothing worse than seeing that kind of person out there that is so certain of themselves that they can never admit or even question what the hell they're doing, or give any ounce of failure in their DNA and their structure. What are you? Are you some sort of machine? Are you a Martian or some kind of robot crap? Where's the humanity? Were you just a damn machine? You're not going to be, you never make a mistake. You don't question what you do. You're just a machine. And then you tell other people to make the crap that you're trying to make, so then you're just one big factory. You're not an artist. You're an asshole. Just like me, I'm an asshole too, I know. All right, it's easy to say anyone's an asshole. Everyone can be. You're all assholes, and so am I. Okay, let's all be assholes together. All right, anyone, feel free to call and comment on the program, 818-528-4516. I'm going to have some water here. And that's about where we are at the moment. Just sort of finding ways, new ways of seeing. A book I never read, but apparently it is a book nevertheless. Okay, and I'm going to take a look at this painting. I'm trying to revitalize my. And I was talking about abstraction, but this isn't really abstraction, but it's more fantasy. And so I'm inclined to at least look at it. It's at a weird state, though. It's at a state of well. I gotta say, I'm not big on graffiti. I'm not interested in it really, but I've seen a lot of it, and I've always liked. What I've always sort of been found fascinating about graffiti is the concept of graffiti that gets graffiti put on top of other graffiti. That is the best part of graffiti. But I think actually graffiti today is not about that, or hasn't become about that anymore, because it is now, graffiti has now become art. So much art you can't fuck it up anymore. You know, you can't destroy art. And so graffiti, which used to be people would paint on top of other people's paintings, which I always thought was fascinating and a little bit I guess you know, kind of like fighting, you know, like, well, you know, I know all that whole tagging thing where you don't want to tag out someone's gang affiliation on the wall. Okay, I'm well aware of that. You do that, you're asking to get beat up and killed and all that. But they have walls, and I don't know if they still do this or not, but there used to be walls, and maybe there are still walls like that where people would just paint on top of someone else's spray painted graffiti. And I always loved the historic, or you know, the stuff in the back and how it interacted with the stuff in the front and the freshness of the new stuff. I always thought that was cool, but you know, I don't know if you see that so much anymore because and I'm not a graffiti guy. I don't know, like I said, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know anyone who does it. But I get the sense that now graffiti art, you don't do that anymore because graffiti art is now, it has become now an art form, and so you have to. Whereas before it wasn't considered art. I guess I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and clearly I don't, as you have seen in this course of today's show and all of my shows in general. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am what I am. I am what I am. And it feels good. It feels good to be who you are, or try to be who you are. But we can't. It's hard. It's hard to separate that, or to find out who you really are, and particularly when you're younger. I don't know how you could possibly know who you are when you're in your 20s or 30s, for that matter. And then now as you know, but as you get older, I think you do start to understand who you are. But then even then, you don't really know who you are. I don't think you really ever know who you are. Maybe that's it. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I guess so. I mean, it could be. Maybe that's, again, not everyone needs to worry about it. Not most of you don't worry about it. Or not that I'm worrying about it or think about it. Worrying and thinking are not necessarily the same. I guess they're within the same branch of thought. Worrying and thinking. thinking would be the tree trunk, and worrying is a branch. How about that? I'll take that. I'll take that. Take it. Take it to the limit one more time. Why don't you take it to the limit? Why don't you take it? Take it to the limit one more time. Wow. 818-528-4516. 5 people watching today's program. That is exciting. I'm always excited when we have a large group of people watching today's program. Anyway, so I've seen some stuff, but again, it has a graffiti, old school graffiti or hieroglyphics, not necessarily hieroglyphics, but cave paintings. I like that feeling to some degree. Or I'm aware of it. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I really want it. Don't know if I want and what I want. Maybe some clarity. And if that is clarity, you know, do I really want clarity? Well, I'll put my gloves on and maybe do some painting. How about that? Let's do that. 818-528-4516. So, having said what I said, I am now going to make a painting that looks like a bunch of other paintings, successful paintings. It's hard not to. This is a this is a thought or a problem that we all are going to have, possibly, because you can't. It's hard to avoid. It's hard to escape. You can't. The truth. You can't. You can't handle the truth. That's right. That's what it was. You can't handle the truth. Okay, so took about an hour before I could get any painting going on, but I did. I'm going to get a little move here. This painting, though, it is. I think I'm going to try. I just see a few things that I might want to mess with, like I'm doing right now, but. I kind of, sort of, like how it has, where it's gone, how it's become, how it ended up, and I'm not so certain I want to necessarily do too much more to it and start another painting ultimately. But let me just sort of, I do see certain things that do kind of bother me, so why not rework them or approach them in a different level of sorts. Excuse me. But there is that concern that of, I guess, the overworked aspect of things that I'm aware of. And since I'm aware of them, I'm going to be, trying not to enter that force field, which is hard. It's hard to know sometimes without. I think the way you know is, I guess you don't know. That's just it. One doesn't always know. One can't possibly always know. Just looking. It's kind of like, it's sort of almost like looking at a putt in golf from far away, like you're sizing it up, I suppose. This is a perfect example of having your so that you can look at this from far away. I saw a guy though once, he had a magnifying glass, and that helped him look at it perspective-wise, something from far away. Anyway, like what I just did now, the little bit of painting I just did now did nothing. It helped out in no way. Did it do any good? Or that's how I feel, but that's all right. Sometimes you got to ruin something, and I'm not so certain I'm wanting to ruin anything, but maybe we do, or that happens. This kind of reminds me of a tree for some reason. Why make it a tree? Make it a tree. Doesn't really make any sense. But I like that idea that it doesn't make sense. I got an idea. Don't know if this is going to work, but it's an idea nevertheless. Let's see if I can do it. Can I do this? I think I can. Where is the thing? Where are you? I have it here. I know I bought like a long extension of something. What did I do with that? Where art thou? Where is it? It was a long extension that went with this thing. Do I have it here anymore? Okay, we just begun painting, but I wanted to try a new move that would be kind of interesting. I think it could be this. No, that's what that is. I know I had an extension. I need a long extension for my USB. I bought one. Here, is this it? Let's see. Is this it? Are you it? I don't know if you are. No. I don't believe that you are it. Okay, that's not it. You fell down. What is this? I want to think it's this, but it ain't. What's this? I think it's this. I think it's this. Yes. It's got to be this. This is the long bad boy. Okay. So you check this out. Check this out, guys. Let's see if we can get this to work. Ain't this how... Wait a second. This is supposed to work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now... do this. Let's see if... Let's get a new camera shot. Where are we? Is this it? Okay, let's add a new camera shot. Logitech camera shot. It's not working. Try it again. Video shot. There we go. Okay. All right. Now. Boom. Okay. Boom. All right. So now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to see if this works. I'm gonna have it so that you can see what I'm painting. Is that going to work? Does that work? Or am I upside down? Wait, let's see. Is this upside down? Wait, it is upside down. Wait, is this right? Okay, that's right side up. Maybe we just want to be from above. How about if I was up above? And then I can go like that. Oh, that's not a bad idea from up above. That's an interesting idea. That way I can be a little, like put it like right about right there. And or what do you think if I just put it on my head? How does that look? That'd be cool too. All right, let me, I got all these things on me. Oh, I know. Let me get a hat. I'm gonna get a hat and then tape that to the hat. Just a second. Let's see if this works. I got all this stuff stuck to me now. Okay, so I got my camera here, and we'll put you back over here and see if this works. Let's go to the camera shot to see what kind of, do I need to do something to the camera? There's a way to do this. I guess that's not it. Let's. All right, well, let's see what we can do. It's kind of a pain in the ass, basically. I don't like this crap on my head, but. Okay, this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna do this idea. I think I'm better off putting the thing up on the top of the roof. So let's consider doing that. Try that idea. Too much moving in or too much moving around. Plus, I am stuck. Less wires I need to be stuck to. So let's get this down here. The question: how to do that? I have a couple of ideas. Is this the right way to do it? Okay, that's the right way to do it. So, a couple of ways to do it is use a gorilla tape. This way. And we just put it up here. Okay, how about here? This one can fit too from here. Oops. Put you here. That's good. Let's see if that works. That might be a good idea. Boom, boom, boom. Let me run these wires over here. Behind everybody, get some more tape for you all. Some tape. Pretty good. We'll go like this. Doom. One. And then we'll put your second one over here. Let's see if this works. Well, then go here. Now, not much of a zoom. There is no zoom. At least, yeah. Free. It's not that special, is it? I mean, what's the difference between that and this? What's the difference? much difference, is it? What I need to do is bring it closer. Well, okay. That idea was